Chapter 11 is the most positive book in Ecclesiastes. It talks about giving, it talks about persevering through the uncertainty of life, and it talks about the joy of youth. First verse, cast your bread upon the waters. I love that verse. It always reminds me of what I read one time in Brother Andrews and how they floated scriptures into countries where they were closed to the gospel. I know from Gideon's Isaiah 55:11 says, my word will not return to me void, but will accomplish that for which I've purposed it. And then it says in verse 2, you do not know what disaster may come upon the land. Well, we do know we have had our disaster come upon our land at this time, and it's a time to be kind to others. Proverbs 19:7 says, he who is kind to the poor lends to the Lord. In this time of disaster, it's a time to reach out. We have hope that others don't, and we can give them something that may not cost us very much, like a smile or a few words, a check-up on those who are on their own, and a meal for those who are sick or not doing well. With our church, we give hampers of hope into the community. We give the shoe boxes that go overseas, and we've given money recently to the refugees in Afghanistan. It's a time for us to draw together in this time of disaster and share what we have. And God sees, and he will reward us. In Matthew 6, verse 3 and 4, it says, when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. Nothing that you do is wasted because God sees it. Then going on, verse 3 to 6, we don't know what is coming. We don't understand all God's plans, and the laws of nature can be fickle. But don't put off necessary activity with the excuse that you're not sure if the conditions are right. We need to plough on. Verse 6 says, sow your seed in the morning, and in the evening let not your hands be idle. For you do not know which will succeed, whether this or that, or whether both will do equally well. Then Solomon goes on to talk about the enjoyment of youth. Verse 9 says, be happy, young man, while you are young, and let your heart give you joy in the days of your youth. That's what youth should be like, light and carefree and happy. I think of a spring lamb just bounding around a meadow full of joy and tail wagging. And I think that's where young people should be. They shouldn't be weighed down with cares of the world and things that shouldn't come upon young shoulders. But they should be laughing, carefree, and outside. I know a lot of you grandparents sow into your grandchildren. We want to bulletproof our kids at this time. We want them to know that there's a good shepherd who specially cares for the lambs. We want to know that our God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing our God cannot do. We want to know that the wise man built his house upon the rock. And we want to know a little song about joy that Jet taught me. And it goes, J-O-Y, J-O-Y, this is what it means. Jesus first, yourself last, and others in between. Hey! Last time, next time. Bye.